What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be a Love and Hip Hop Miami season 3, episode 2. So we pick up the episode. It's the day after Amara's single release party, and MJ rolls up on her. You know, that's her boyfriend, and he's trying to talk to her and let her know that basically that situation between him and her and Shay kind of puts him in the middle. And he was like, I hear what you coming from, I hear you're a part of it, but understand that you put her in an uncomfortable situation. You could have let her know that you had invited JoJo, and that so that she could make a decision about whether she wanted to be there or not, because you know how she felt about JoJo. And Amara was like, I understand, I feel where she coming from, but at the same time, it was my party. I was handling the situation. She didn't even give me an opportunity to handle it or explain to her what my issue was. Because if she had stayed around, she would have saw that there was no reconciliation. We didn't make up, and that I just couldn't, I realized that she just never was a good friend to me. The other thing I sort of forgot to bring up last week, not only did Amara tell JoJo that she wasn't interested after everything she said, she also brought up the fact that you only reached out to me when we started filming again, which was all the more reason why she was like, you're really not sincere. You just looking for camera time. So that was valid too. And I think everybody understands where everybody's coming from, but let's be clear. As much as I love me some Amara La Negra, and I do, I think she is beautiful. I love her. She's a little bratty. And she was like, but it was my night. It was about me. It was about me. She shouldn't have acted that way because it was all about me. And I feel like we had that exact same situation last year when some stuff went down at one of her events. And it was about me. It's about me. It's about me. But she ain't got no problem turning up at other people's events. We've seen her do it. So anyway, that was that. And then they got to talking about Julian. And once again, her man was like, look, you need to keep an eye on him because, if people are telling you, don't be naive about it. And she was like, but he believes in me. He supports me. And he was like, yeah, he supported Trina at one time too. And you see where that situation is. And so, Amara was like, I would be heartbroken if, he's not who he represents himself to be, because I really have put all my trust and all my faith in him. So, there's that. Then we meet a new character this episode, Mr. Brisco. Brisco is a rapper. He was sort of connected to Rick Ross, but then he got into some trouble. He went to jail for credit card fraud. He's out now. He's trying to do better, be better. He's trying to reconnect with his family. We see a really awkward scene with him and his son later on in the episode. It was so weird and forced, but basically he was talking to his son about, I know you were mad at me when I went away and I did the wrong thing, but I'm here now. I'm going to be checking your grades and going to parent-teacher conferences, and, I'm going to be at all your games. And his son was just like, yeah, he was like, you was mad at me when I went away, weren't you? He was like, yeah. Yeah, I know you wouldn't get on the phone with me, or you would rush me off the phone. I know you was mad. Like, it was just a really forced scene. I know what they were trying to convey to us, but it was just really forced. Like, that poor little boy looked like, can we hurry up and finish this so we can go and get that 2-piece that you promised me? Like, I just felt like he was only there. He was there so he wouldn't get fined. Like, that little boy was like, yeah. Anyway. But we're going to see what Brisco gets into. It looks like Brisco got a little something going on. We're going to see later on with him and Joy and all of that. But we'll get to that. So, we see this really nice scene with Trina and Trick. I said this on my episode, on my review last week. We left off at the reunion last year with Trina and Trick in a really bad situation, a really bad space. And Trick was saying, your mom's homegoing was sweet. It was beautiful. Your mother was such a nice woman. You sent her out in style. I know it's really rough on you. I know you're really going through it, but we here for you, and we got you. And he was like, at the end of the day, me and you done been through some stuff. We done been through the trenches, and no matter what happens with us, I always got your back. And as far as I'm concerned, you are the baddest bitch. You always, he said, you the best rapper, female rapper, period. He was like, I always got your back. And I said that last week. I said, Trick and Trina are like brother and sister. They're going to fight. They're going to argue. But at the end of the day, they're going to have each other's backs. And I think that last season, we just saw a really bad situation between them kind of roll out, and we saw the results of it. The other thing they talked about, Trina said that she's trying to put together an all-female rap tour, and that she's auditioning some rappers. It sounds like it's more of a all-female Miami rap tour. And so she's auditioning some rappers. And so, of course, Tip was like, well, why don't you, audition, what's her name? Naturally Nikki? Naturally a bitch, Nikki. But anyway, and Trina was like, Trick, I ain't never heard of this chick. I ain't heard no buzz about her. I'm going to go ahead and give her an audition on the strength of your recommendation. But understand, I'm not going to treat her no better. I'm not going to give her no extra shine just because she your girl. And he was like, no. He was like, she got to show and prove just like everybody else. But, you giving her an audition is all I ask. And so Trina was like, all right, I'm going to audition her, honey. So she has Joy working with her, with the auditions. And like Joy said, she said, look, I'm not a record exec, but I've been around the record business for a long time. I know music. I know good music. I know bad music. I know about production. I know, she's like, I've been in the music industry. I'm just not a musician or whatever. So she's there. So we go through the audition process, and, it's a couple of good folks come through or whatever. This one lady came through, Suki. Now, Suki done showed up in full costume. She got backup dancers. She got the DJ. She didn't even got the lights and stuff. She is giving it to the girls, okay? She came ready to show out, okay? And Trina was like, you know what? Suki, I like you. You showed up ready to play. And she told Suki, you good to go. Now, Nikki performed, and another young lady performed, and I don't remember her name now. I should have wrote her name down, but I didn't. J Diva. Yeah, I did write it down. J Diva. So, they get to rap, and of course they had some womps. They got to do that. When there was an audition for something, they're going to show you the people that should have stayed home. So J Diva, she performed, and she was cool. Everybody was like, okay, yeah. And then Nikki performed. I wasn't all that impressed with her performance, but they thought it was cool. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'm old school. So this new school stuff is whatever. So then Trina was like, I have one more spot left. We're going to do this old school. So she calls down J Diva, and she calls down Naturally Nikki. And basically she wants them to do another song and sort of do a rap battle. She wants them to battle each other. Yo, Nikki showed her natural black ass. Because she was like, I'm not doing another song. I don't have to prove myself. I'm this and I'm that. And I am that bitch. And I am the shit. And Trina was like, hold up. You are auditioning just like everybody else. If we ask for, you will do as many songs as I ask you to do in order for me to make sure that you're right for what I'm trying to do. And battle rapping is as old as hip hop. Like, if you can't battle rap, then I don't know if I want you on my stage. And she kept yelling first of all, I was really like, Trina, you really have mellowed out, because I really feel like Trina circa, 2008 would have just knocked her ass off that stage. Because then she had a nerve to take the mic, or try to take the mic out of Trina's hands. Trina was like, yo, then she comes off the stage and comes up on Trina. Trina was like, hold up, I'm gonna need you to give me my space. So then Trina was like, if you're not gonna battle rap, then get off my stage. And like, she puts her off the stage. She goes in the back and gets the dude to cut Trina's mic and the girl's mic. Because the girl went on, the other girl, J Diva, went on and performed. Cut the girl's mic and Trina's mic, and then came on out there and said she didn't have to perform another song because she had the stamp of approval from Trick Daddy. Trina was like, Trick Daddy got your ass in the door, because I really never heard of you before, but that didn't guarantee you nothing. If you can't do another song, you need to get up off my stage, and you can exit stage left. Baby, she showed her natural, since she Nikki natural, her natural black ass. So, next thing you know, we go down to the studio. Trick is we see my boy Chaotic. Shouts out to y'all dropping his name in the comments. Y'all, that was my man. I love me some Chaotic. And so I was glad to see him. I don't know how big of a role he's going to be playing this season, but we see him and Trick. They down at the studio. And Trick is talking to him about what happened with Nikki. He's like, look, Trina did me a solid, and she went down there and she showed her ass. Now, she didn't embarrass me She done made me look stupid because she down there disrespecting Trina. Chaotic was like, she did what? Because again, Trina is not just hip-hop royalty. When it come to Miami, Trina walk on platinum. You understand what I'm saying? Like, not even gold. She walk on platinum. And I'm not understanding what you not understanding. And so Trick is trying to talk, because she shows up at the studio, and she trying to be all cute and seductive. And Trick was like, nah, sit down. Nah, we not even playing that game. Nah, we not even doing that. He was like, first of all, is that how you dress coming to the studio? Because she had on like this little bodysuit and breasts hanging out and all of that. Well, I knew you was coming down here, so I was just trying to be cute for you. He was like, yeah, all right, whatever, sit down. So he's telling her, like, why did you go down there disrespecting Trina like that? You made me look crazy. You made yourself look crazy. And do you understand that if you disrespect Trina, like, she can shut all this shit down for you? Well, does Trina respect me? Does Trina respect me? Trick Daddy was like, she don't know you. She don't need to respect you. You need to show homage and respect to her. Like, you need to respect. If you ain't gonna respect nothing else, then respect who she is in this game. And then she gonna say, well, she had Joy down there. Joy don't know nothing about music. Trick was like, yes, she does. Trick said Joy was there for all. She was there for all my albums. He was like, 4 of them was platinum, 3 gold. Like, he broke it down like, because y'all know he ain't gonna never disrespect Joy. He broke it down like, nah, don't get it twisted. Joy knows music. She was there when I was making my hits. She was in the studio with me. She know how this goes. Trick, well, why you still married to her? Why you still married to her? You need to just divorce her. He was like, I ain't never gonna divorce her. I don't know why. I don't know what it is with Trick and this damn divorce and Joy. I don't know what it is. It's like he don't want her, but he don't want nobody else to want her, but he really want her. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I'm telling you, it's funny as hell. He was like, I ain't never divorced a Joy. One thing I can say is that a woman will never be able to say he played me, he ain't tell me nothing, he lied to me, because he has been honest, open and honest about how he feel about Joy and his intentions when it comes to Joy. And anybody that's still playing games or want to play second fiddle, you are doing it voluntarily, because he has made very clear how he feel about Joy. So anyway. So Amara and Trina meet up. And Amara is like, look, because like his was funny. So okay, going to the very next scene, Amara La Negra, who has made a name for herself, who has put herself out there, who people know outside of Love and Hip Hop Miami, even she was meeting with Trina and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous when I'm around you. I'm always so humbled when I'm around you, and when you give me some of your time and you're going to share some of your share some of your time and energy with me. I'm like, this is someone who has been in the trenches, someone who has paid some dues, still respecting and bowing down to Trina. And you got some chick over here who Trina ain't never even heard of before, doesn't respect you. It's crazy. So fast forward, they're talking about the whole situation with Julian. And Trina is like, she's like, please let me know if I'm running into something, if it's something I need to know. Like, I really appreciate you telling me, because Julian is my manager. And I want to respect that. If it's something I need to know and I need to get up out of it, because, I'm trusting this man. And Trina was like, look, all I have to tell you is you might want to find some other representation, because when I get done with him, he ain't going to be able to do nothing in this industry. And so they got to talking, and she was explaining about the whole $300,000. So it sounds like the record company gave them $300,000 to launch a record company. And y'all remember last season when Trina was talking about her record label. So I know she at least was under the impression that she had a record label, because she talked about it last season. She was talking about her record label or what have you, and somehow or another, she was saying that Julian got the $300,000. She didn't know about all of it. Anyway, make a long story short, he took that money to create his own record label and start his own project rather than her project. And now she owes all of these producers and all these people money, because it was money that she thought was going to come, that they were going to be paid out of this $300,000 that Julian has decided belongs to him and not them. And her album has been pulled. Like, she was like, you can't find my album anywhere, because there's so many lawsuits out there against me that they pulled the album, because all of those producers were like, well, if I ain't get paid, pull my song off the album. Also, we found out that Julian, wait a minute, hold on. It was one more thing with the money. Oh, shoot. I just had it. What did I do? I lost it. I just had it. Julian, Amara and Trina. I just had it, y'all. Damn it. I just lost it. Anyway, it'll come back to me. Anyway, Trina, was telling her, like, and Trina even said, she said, you notice how, like, nobody else is working with him. Like, you're his only client. Like, people know, or at least understand it. Oh, that's what it was. She said, and I filed a lawsuit against him. So I am suing him right now. That's important later. That's why I needed to remember it. So Amara was just kind of sitting there like, damn, like, what? I don't know what to do. Like, I'm hearing you. I know you're not lying to me, but I do at least need to get his side of the story. Like, I at least need to find out what he has to say for himself. So then we see, in comes the baddest bitch, Miss Joseline Hernandez. Now, we know how she rolled out of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Never thought we would see Joseline Hernandez with Mona Sky Young again. But here we are, money talks, bullshit walks. And Joseline is with her new boo, her boyfriend. He's a music producer and everything. Sound familiar? And Trick Daddy and Trina, they all meet up. They go out on the boat. They floating around Miami harbor or whatever. Is that they call it a harbor in Miami? Anyway. And Joseline is like, look, I wasn't the person I wanted to be in Atlanta. Like, the whole Atlanta situation was a bad situation for me. And she didn't go so far as to talk about the drugs, but she did say that she was young when she got to Atlanta. She made some bad decisions. She did things that she wished she hadn't done. She said she doesn't want people to feel like she's that person because she really is a nice person. That's what she said. She said, I'm really a nice person. She said she's in Miami. She's been chilling, her and her man. And, they really been trying to just, lay low. And he's a good man. He's good to my daughter. And he was like, yeah, she's a good mom. And, so she's saying all the right stuff. But y'all know it's only in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A Joseline Hernandez explosion is on its way. We feel it coming. We know it's there. Because Prima Donna is there. And Prima Donna and Joseline have history. And then they go through showing us how they've been in physical altercations and things of that nature. So they have history. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, they're just laying the foundation for Joseline Hernandez. It sounds like her storyline is going to be her and Prima Donna going at it and them having beef or whatever. So, but it was a good conversation. They, like I said, they just bringing her into it. Last but not least, we see Amara is on a photo shoot for it's a nighttime scene and she's out in the streets with, because I was wondering when they showed us this clip in the trailer, I was wondering why is Amara sitting on the street and like the scene looked weird, but she come to find out it was at a photo shoot. Julian rolls up and she proceeds to basically ask him about what's going on, like ask him his side of the story. Now his side of the story is that it was never a deal with him and Trina. It was always his deal, and that money is not Trina's, it's his money. He's like, I didn't have a deal with Trina. It was my deal all along. And so Amara was like, well, is Trina suing you? He was like, nah. He said, I haven't gotten any paperwork from a lawsuit or anything. As far as I'm concerned, she feel the way she feel and I feel the way I feel, but I didn't take that woman's money. And she was like, well, have you ever stolen any money from me? He was like, no. Like, what are you talking about? Why would you even ask me that? So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying. I guess the proof is going to have to be in the pudding. And we're going to have to really get some receipts and really figure out where the money went. I mean, this could all be resolved. Find the deal. You know what I'm saying? This could all be resolved if you find the actual paperwork from the deal from the record company. It'll say if it has just his name on it or her name and his name. Like, to me, it's an easy resolution. I'm not in the business, so maybe it's not as easy as it sounds like. I'm sure y'all gonna let me know. Drop it in them comments. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.